Hey everybody, what's going on? Good to see you all. Say hello in the chat.
Hello everyone.
Tim is here already. What's up, Tim? Tim Windsor, man, he is a really great YouTube fan. He's always on all my videos. He's always so sweet. Thank you, Tim, for being here at the start of this. So yes, you guys, we're back. I'm back with my friends, Talora and Daniel. I'm so excited. I just first have to say that we're talking today about this Service Business Masterclass that we're about to launch. And we got so much interest. Like a bunch of you filled out this form on the Amazing at Home website. For those of you who haven't filled out the form yet, you can go to amazingathome.com/anybiz. And you can fill out the form there if you're interested in joining this masterclass that we have coming up. April 18th, this masterclass is launching. April 18th. So we're like a couple weeks away. We're so stoked about it. We told the whole story of how all of this came to be on our last live session, which was last Tuesday. So if you go to our YouTube channel or you go to Amazing at Home Facebook page, you'll see that live video. So if you want to know the whole story, you can watch that one with some background. And that video got a lot of people excited. So, but I'm going to give just a really quick recap of what we're doing. And then we're going to get into, I'm going to put Daniel on the spot because he's our teacher in this. And Talora and I, Daniel used to be our student and he used to be Talora's student, really. But now me and Talora are going to be Daniel's student. So we're going to put Daniel on the spot because all of you filled out this interest form and you asked some really hard questions about automation and everything else. So we're going to put Daniel on the spot because that's fun. Right, Daniel? He was like, bring it on. Like we went over these questions before we went live and he was like, yeah, I can totally answer that. So anyway, you guys know I don't put my name on anything that I don't love. And so I am stoked for this class. Talora and I are stoked. Like we're already starting to work behind the scenes on our stuff that we're going to be doing. But yeah, we're also waiting for Daniel to teach us as well. But we're just a little bit impatient. So we're trying to get ahead. So anyway, what we're going to be doing, you guys, is we are launching a masterclass. Daniel here used to be Talora's student and he used to be an Amazon seller and then he started selling his products in retail. And selling in retail requires you to reach out to buyers and automate that process. Well, it doesn't require you to automate it, but Daniel, with his background in software, said, hey, I can automate this. And so he started automating, reaching out to buyers, and he was selling in all these retailers and just doing great. And he was like, Amazon, you're dead to me. And then he built this software called AnyBiz, which automates the process of sending out emails and getting leads. And he's got over 15 million businesses in his AnyBiz database. And he's also got another piece of software that warms up your email box for you so that it's not marked as spam the minute it goes out, which is another challenge that he's figured out how to overcome. Well, then he realizes that he could start a service-based business in anything. He sees some opportunity and he's like, well, I already have the leads. I already know how to build the team. I'm going to start a business in 3D rendering, which Daniel knows really nothing about. But he started a business with a $150 website, $150 investment in a website, and he completely automated it. And he's built it to over 30K in profit in only like less than 6 months. So he told Talora about this and Talora told me about it. And I was like, yeah, I want to learn this. I need to learn this because right now, you guys, I'm doing it manually. I am manually running Amazing at Home and we're doing great. We cannot keep up. And so when Daniel told me about this and told us about this, I was like, let's do it. I want to learn from you, but let's invite other people because I think maybe other people might want to learn how to do this too. And you guys said, for sure, all day long, I want to do this. So that's what it is. That's what we're doing. And that's a quick recap of it. But Daniel's going to be our instructor because he's figured this out. And now he's figured out how to make this repeatable and scalable, which is so exciting. And you guys fill out these forms. So let's talk about this form. I'm going to bring it up. And hang on a second. My screen is like flashing over here. So I want to talk about what you guys said, why you said you were interested in doing this. So first of all, we asked how many of you have ever owned a service-based business before? And most of you have not. A few of you have, but most of you have not, but you're interested. So that is really, really cool. And the second thing we asked is, what is the reason you're interested in our model? Our model is teaching you how to actually build the business and insert any business. So other models give you the business and then you have to figure everything else out. We're teaching you everything else so that you can start any kind of service-based business that you'd like. And that's kind of cool. Then we're also going to give you some research strategies. But the reasons that we asked about you guys wanting to do this particular model was, do you want to automate the lead generation process? Most of you said yes, that is the hard part. Automating getting customer leads is so hard, right? Well, we figured that out. And so that's really, really great. The second thing was understanding how to grow and manage a team of freelancers. Nearly all of you said, yes, I need to know how to do that. I don't know how to do that, because what amazed me about what Daniel's doing is he's running all of these businesses and not working in them. And I'm like, dude, how did you grow this whole team? How do you have these freelancers doing 3D renderings when you know nothing about this? And it's all about team building. It's all about knowing how to oversee, knowing how to own a business instead of working in it. And that was the third one, owning a business instead of working in the business myself. Many of you answered that. And then we said all of the above. And nearly everyone answered all of the above. So that was really, really great. Those 3 pain points are big with everybody. Automating the lead generation process, understanding how to grow and manage a team of freelancers, and owning a business instead of working in the business yourself. I think for me too, you guys, I don't have it all figured out. I'm doing better. I teach many of you how to make your first hires, but I don't have it all figured out. And so it's really good. And Daniel, what I thought was great about what you told me about this process is that you only grow your freelancers commensurate with the amount of work that you're getting, right?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Right now we have around 14 freelancers that work simultaneously. Everything is managed. We also made a network, so the freelancers can comment on the work of other freelancers. So the delivery will be much more like effective, and the product will be much better. So imagine, we deliver the best products we can, and they check themselves, the other freelancers. So it's a network of professionals that check each other. So we deliver the best product to the customer.
Wow, that's really cool. So you have checks and balances built in too, so that you can work with different freelancers and any of them can grab the work, it sounds like. But then they're also checking on the work for each other.
Exactly. So we are doing the 3D rendering, and I want 8 eyes to check each work that we deliver to the customer. So they need to comment and give their opinion on each work that we deliver. So they don't need my approval. They approve themselves for what they are doing. So this is much more effective. And yeah.
Oh, wow. That's really cool. I would think that you would have to actually be in this, but you've set it up so that there's a check and balance system built into what they're doing.
Exactly.
That is so cool. So the next question that we asked everybody is, how soon do you guys want to start this service-based business? 80% of you said that you wanted to start it as soon as possible or in the next 3 to 6 months. 80% of you said that. And so that tells me that of the people that are interested in this, that, most of you are like, you're ready. You're ready to add an additional stream of income. You're ready to learn this process. So I feel the same way. Like I feel like this week we were working on writing up flows for Amazing at Home. So flows being, when we get a new mastermind member, or when we book a new consulting call, like what are the steps that we go through? Because we have to understand those flows in order to outsource them. And I could not believe how many, I couldn't believe how much I do on my own that is not documented. So I love that in this masterclass, we're going to be learning how to do that from the start, how to build it in, how to build in the automation from the start. I need that. So I'm glad that you guys who have filled out our interest forms are feeling the same way. Jean-Claude says, this sounds really good to me. Thanks, Jean-Claude. It's great. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it as well. So you guys asked a bunch of questions, so it's time to put Daniel on the spot. I'm so excited, Daniel, to put you on the spot because you're so good at answering questions. So Pat wants to know. He said, in my mind, he said, is this large email database. So we told you guys we've got a database full of contacts for you. So Pat wants to know, has this contact information been assembled by scraping the internet, or has it been verified manually? Because databases produced on autopilot are typically not reliable. I would love to learn more on all of this. So what do we say, Daniel?
So everything started with manual collection, because we started, I was Talora student, and everything was like started manually, and afterwards, I'm engineer, my brother is also an engineer, and we're a team of 10 people, and we started to think how we can do it, like not just scraping, because scraping is not so good as you mentioned. So we tried to think about some smarter way to verify the email, to the businesses, to collect data, and to match between a few sources, and to collect a real, not just emails, that the business name, the location of the business, the email address, to verify that is a real email address and not a spam trap or something like that, or something old. And we always verify, because people that sending through anybody's emails, we check all the time what's going on with this email. If someone replied, if the reply was positive, okay, so we collect, and we use artificial intelligence. So we always increase the database and make it better and better with all the users. So it's not just scraping, and that's all. It's much more, smarter than that.
Because when you started doing this, as you mentioned, Talora teaches us when we're doing the retail thing to manually reach out to, whether we're on LinkedIn or whether we're sending emails. He teaches us to manually reach out and make those contacts. And he tells us the words to say. He tells us how to present ourselves. So you were doing that. You were doing that manually. In fact, in our retail masterclass, Daniel, you come and you teach the students that are in that class, you teach them about what you did. So it amazed me when you taught that portion of our class, how you really spent the time to follow up with these people and to get orders. And,
exactly.
Every time they had an objection, you had something brilliant. And I'm sure you worked with Talora a lot on that stuff too, because both of you are great at that. I'm not great at that. So I learned a lot from both of you for that. But you were here doing this manually. So the processes that you've learned, yes, you're doing some scraping when it comes to automation, but it's only scraping as the way that you learned how to pull that information from all these sources, right? So that's why it's so key, because everybody else is just like, oh yeah, Yelp. Let's just scrape Yelp and just pull everything. And then it's not accurate. But you're actually automating what you've already done manually, which is a great way to do it, right?
Exactly. Not just scraping and take the email and that's all. We check before we send the email. We check if it's verified or not. If and we collect the data from a lot of sources like LinkedIn, Facebook, a lot of websites, and then we collect and we match between them. So you have the whole picture about the business. So it's not just like sending an email and that's all and what's going on. So you will always see to whom this email address is related, which business, what is the location, which country, the social media, stuff, everything, almost everything. Yeah.
Got it. Okay, so the next question comes from Laura, and she wants to know, she said, I imagine this to be a symphony of software and systems to run this. Does the training identify these needs or leave them unspoken? And which additional software, as far as function, is required to manage the suppliers, the project tracking, the payments, etc.? So that's the first part of her question.
So we should create something that will be easy to manage, and how we can do something that is easy to manage. So we have small tasks. Everything is clear, step by step, and then we can do everything. So yes, we use some softwares that collaborate between them. And today it's very easy. It's not just so complicated because we can integrate between one software to another. So everything is simple, but we need to set up everything in a smart way. So we, in the end, when the person sits in front of the computer, he knows exactly what should he do today, like with a dashboard and what's going on. As a business manager, you want to know what was done in the last month or yesterday. So everything should be clear, simple, and fast. And this is the automation basically. But if we save everything on the paper or in Excel sheet, it doesn't work. You will not manage 30 projects, 100 projects simultaneously. It's impossible. So if you automate it, you can do that. And
Daniel says it's impossible, but I'm doing that right now, Daniel. It's not easy, but I'm doing it.
Okay.
That's about working in the business or working on the business.
Yeah.
To
answer that? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Daniel.
Yeah, we have right now tens of projects simultaneously, and we have 14 freelancers, as I said, working simultaneously, and I cannot manage it on the paper. So I try to figure out how can I do that. And as you mentioned, I have also 2 startups. I have also 10 developers, not just freelancers, the 10 developers that I need to manage. And how can I do that if I do everything manually or with Excel sheet? So it's impossible. But you need to use some softwares. Some of them are free, but they're very simple. Everything is already created for us. Entrepreneurs all around the world created everything. We just need to take from everything what we need to combine and to get the best software for us to be very productive, and that's all.
And Daniel, the second part of Lara's question was, will the training address what we need? This training that you're offering, is it going to address, are we going to be able to do this? As we do this training with you, are we going to know what we need and how to do it?
Yes. To start a training, you don't need to know nothing about nothing. I will teach to find the niche, how to manage, how to use the softwares, how to find the customers, how to find the freelancer from scratch to real work in business. And you can, as you mentioned, Amy, before, it's something repeatable and always, as I'm doing right now, the business of the renderings, a lot of ideas or from the customers or from myself coming to my mind, and I can start this business very fast and to repeat it with, I don't know, with more 14 freelancers, another business. It's simple, but it's from scratch. I have no knowledge in renderings and stuff like that. So
And that's
just
the
about.
second part of Laura's question is, well, I guess the third part is she says, if you are not an expert in the service business you are building, how do you ensure quality of the outputs from the suppliers?
Okay, so I have no knowledge in. I'm an electrical engineer and biomedical engineer. I have no knowledge in architecture or renderings. Nothing about that. But I just spoke with my potential freelancers, right? Because I started to get orders and I did not understand. Okay, what should I do right now? And my freelancer is my like kind of employee, and I try to understand from him. And after I spoke with some of them, I receive a good knowledge about that. And as I said, three freelancers can check themselves. So when someone asking me, uh, is it one freelancer going to work on the renderings that I order from you? I say no. It's like it's four people going to check themselves before we deliver a product to you. So just imagine, so four people working on some one project. You will not see it in any company. It doesn't work like that. So here the quality is just amazing.
And Marcel, he is asking us, he said he's looking forward to this opportunity. And I'm bringing this question up right now because it's in the same line of what we've been talking about. They said, is the automation a full done-for-you solution? And secondly, is Zapier used for the automation? And if so, is there any limitation in terms of the amount of Zaps, etc.?
Okay, so I don't use Zapier for the automation. It's not Zapier. I use other softwares, so not Zapier, but can be like good option, but I don't really like Zapier. And the second question is an automation a full done for you solution? What does it mean? Done for you solution?
So it means like, are you handing them the software that they need to use for this as part of the class?
Yeah,
Or
everything. Each software I'm going to explain how to use it. It's not just this is a software or this is the Zapier. Or this is you just learn it. No, I will teach everything. You don't need to know. You don't need to watch YouTube. You can do everything. I will teach everything, and then you can start your business and grow and grow and grow. If you will need in the future some specific knowledge in your area, you can watch some YouTubes or something, but it's not necessary for the beginning. For the first few months to generate revenue, you don't need it. I will teach everything. I will teach even how to build a fast, good looking website. You don't need to think about that. I will teach how to do that.
you mean the one that you built like for me last night in like an hour? You guys, yesterday Daniel had our landing page. He was building our landing page for this masterclass, and I didn't like it at all. I was like, "This is not my style. I don't like it." And I'm not bougie, but I was like, Daniel, I want something like this. And I thought, there's no way. I'm not going to schedule this live because we're not going to get it done. Daniel came back to me in an hour and he was done, and it looked incredible. So yeah, he's got some good skills and he makes it very easy to understand. I can attest to that. And Laura even told me, he was like, Amy, you don't understand. Daniel will have it done. It's easy. So I'm learning. Anyway, so Marcel says, glad to hear that. Thank you. And awesome, guys. Thanks, Marcel, for your question. So Pankaj wants to know, what are the prerequisites and eligibility? Everybody's asking about prices. Don't worry, you guys. We're going to get the link to the landing page so you guys can review the curriculum in depth and look at the prices, the special early bird prices that we have for you. But as far as prerequisites and eligibility, there are no prerequisites. There's nothing that you need to have done before. There's nothing that you need to have learned. You don't need to be a software expert. You don't need to, be a hiring expert. We are literally, if you look at the curriculum, we are literally teaching you everything from the ground up. So you can dig into each of the modules and look at what we're teaching you, the templates we're giving you. So there are no prerequisites. You don't have to have any other training or have had to own a service-based business before or anything like that. As far as eligibility for this first round, we are limiting it to maximum 60 students. We were going to limit it to 30 students, but we've had so much interest, we thought, okay, we can manage 60. But we really want, for this first class, we're giving you guys special beta pricing because we're recording it live. You're going to give us great feedback because, when you record something for the first time, you want to make sure that you hit all of those little pieces, right? So we're offering you guys a great first price to get in at the beginning because we want your feedback during these live recordings. The replays will be available. So if you're one of our early bird students, you're going to not only have access to our beta live recordings where you can ask your questions, you'll have access to our private group where you can ask your questions. You can watch the replays if we're doing this at a time that doesn't work for you. But the classes are meant for you to build this as you're taking the classes. They're not meant for you to have to watch the whole thing and go, okay, oh man, how do I figure this out? They're meant for you to start right away. So as you're moving through the modules, and you'll see when you look at the link here to the class, you'll see like how it's laid out. Like we start with, an introduction and market research and teach you how to come up with some of those ideas for the businesses that you'd like to start. So from the very beginning, you're going to start getting to work and doing hands-on. I'm a super hands-on visual learner. I think Daniel and Talor are as well. So we're definitely covering that. Marcel wants to know, do we need to sign up extra to get access to the Freelancers team, or is this included? So the way that it's going to work is we're going to teach you to hire your own freelancers. Is that correct, Daniel, or access to your own freelancers?
Yeah, exactly. As you mentioned before, Amy, we don't want to give the people like it's ready, take it. No, I want to teach how to find the best freelancer, and not just in the regular websites that you probably know or not know, how to do it right, how to hire in for long term, not just for one project and that's all. You want to build like a long-term relationships, how we can do that, how we can attract the freelancer to work for you for long-term and to rely on you and you will rely on him. It's not just a one-time project, okay, you can do that and that's all, because it's time consuming to find someone and someone good. So you want the best to work for you, so you will deliver the best project you will attract the best customers, the best revenue, and
Yeah.
I've been working with VAs for quite a while by now, and I've seen generally, not everything, but I've seen some of the business that Daniel will show later on, and I've seen what he does with the VA, and I thought like, man, I have to hear more. I have to see how he's really doing it, from scratch, because obviously he's doing it much better than what I do, and I'm working in it, not on it. See what I'm saying?
Yeah. So people are asking, will this be recorded? Absolutely. So all of our early bird students, you also have access to the masterclass when it's finalized and it's on our teaching platform as well. So the people that are coming in while we're recording this live, they're also getting amazing early bird access, but they will get the full when everything is, when we edit everything and put it all up and make it all pretty, you'll also have access to that version of the class as well. So that's the answer to will this be recorded? And again, the classes are designed for you to get started right away, very hands-on, and move through the process. We want you to, by the time you're done with the class, we want you to be able to be off and running. In fact, the last gift we give you is your first 500 customers. So, I mean, we literally want you to be able to like go for it, So a question we keep getting over and over and over again is to give us some more examples of types of businesses that you could start with this. So can you talk a little bit about that, Daniel?
Sure. I will teach how to find some of such businesses and how you can to duplicate this business model to a lot of I don't know, areas, but some of them. Let's say my business is rendering. It started from just rendering, architectural renderings, and then we expanded to building configurators. If you don't know what does mean configurator, if you go to the website of some car brands, you can choose the color of the car, the wheels, and everything. One project like that costs around 15 or 20,000 US dollars. So we expanded to this area, and then I don't know, jewelry renderings, menu design, building websites. What else? You can be the one. You can be the one that doing it for other businesses. Like let's say you're head of a company that giving services to other businesses that trying to find customers, right? Because you do this for them. Or I know, I can give you thousands of examples. I will teach you how to find the best niche in your area, how to do the market research on the right way, not just because I have also an MBA, and I know how to do this in the right way with the great templates and the best algorithm to find and to make you different from others. So this is one of the things that I'm going to teach also.
He's really, really clever, you guys. He scares me a little bit, but I'm glad that I get to learn from you, Daniel. It's really awesome. Like just seeing how clever you were with your communication in finding buyers for your retail products. I was like, wow, when I remember when the store lady in California was like, oh, I don't really order from overseas businesses. You don't have stock in the US. And the way that you just like responded professionally and charmed her into ordering from you, I was like, man, I gotta learn from this guy. He's good. So yeah, it's awesome. And I can just attest that, both Talora and Daniel they're good people. And they both really care deeply about the success of the people that they work with, and it's cool being in business with both of you guys. So excited about that. Well, I think that's most of our questions, and what we have left is just to share the sign-up link. So that's kind of exciting, right, everyone? So everyone wants to know, when is it starting? How much is it going to cost? How do I sign up? So it's going to start on April 18th. That's when our first live session will be. And you guys can sign up at anybiz.academy. That is the name of the website. I will put it in the ticker for you in my new fancy little software here. I think that works, right? Did I put the right thing? Yeah, anybiz.academy. And I will share my screen and just show you that site so that you guys can see it here. There we go. So this is our landing page here, and you guys can go through and learn all about the different curriculum and everything like that. So you get 20 plus classes. Each class is over 2 hours long. I know that sounds really long, but this is really in-depth stuff, and we're going to give you templates. We're going to give you 500 contacts to start with, but remember, we're teaching you how to find more contacts. So that's just a gift we're giving you along the way. You're going to learn You're going to learn automation, how to reach your customers, how to keep your customers, customer retention, how to manage all of that so that you're not working in the business. We're going to do Q&A, like we mentioned, like everyone who's in this first group of students. We want you to give us that feedback, right? We want to make sure that we're covering every aspect of this for you. And you can grow fast internationally. As Daniel mentioned, he's going to teach you how to find stuff in your area, the best thing that's for you, but it doesn't mean that you can't start a business from anywhere to anywhere. So our content that we're covering is valued at over $36,000 when we think about how many hours and templates and everything that we're teaching you. And by the time you're done with this class, you're going to actually be able to have your own business ready to go, plus the leads to get it going. And you're going to be able to keep doing this, make it scalable and repeatable so you can start many businesses. And I know what I'm most excited about is that I get to apply this not only to my existing businesses, but to new businesses. So I'm excited about learning these automation processes and these lead generation processes so that I can improve my existing businesses, because these are skills that we all need to know no matter what our businesses are. So I know that I'm going to get so much value out of this. So in any of these, you're going to be able to expand it, and we'll cover what we're going to actually cover in that curriculum. So you can expand any of these pieces of information here. And then our bonuses, we're going to teach you how to do Facebook ads, LinkedIn ads, Google ads, and give you those 5 potential customers so that you are ready to go. You're ready to grow this thing as soon as you get it up and running. And it's meant to grow a little bit at a time, right, Daniel? It's meant to, like, you're supposed to get it up and going first, understand the workings of it, and then grow it from there. Because once you automate it small, you can automate it big, right? So that's it, you guys. You can check out our early bird pricing. You can read more about Daniel. And as we mentioned, we're going to have 60 students starting April 18th. And remember, our course is designed for you to build your new business as you go through the course. So you can sign up right here.
Yeah, and during the masterclass, just we said that before, but just I'm looking and hearing you, Amy, and I love what I hear both from you, Daniel and Amy. And I'm thinking all the time about, the very first time I've seen your software, Daniel, and I couldn't sleep it that night. And then when I've seen what you did around it, with all the platforms around it and the business that you raised, and I've seen a little bit of that, I didn't even want it to sleep. I just wanted to stay awake all night and figure out how I'm going to duplicate what you did there for myself. And that's what we're going to do. Me and Amy are going to literally use each and every step in this process, implement it, and create a whole new business of me and her together. Okay,
Yeah.
we initially wanted to do both of them and to have a competition, but that's, partnering on that would be better idea, I think. So anyway, that's what we're going to do. We're going to implement this whole process live during this masterclass, which is going to bring obviously more questions and more answers into the table. I believe so, as I take it from a point of view of someone who actually does it, without as a first time doing it. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yes,
this, just so you guys know, this early bird pricing is going to go up in 7 days. We do have affiliates that are also very interested in getting in on this on the ground level. So they're going to be publishing in this in their groups and stuff. So it's going out to Amazing at Home first, of course. But you can see what the price, it's valued at much more than this. And you guys can see that, if you were to buy a franchise even, you would still have to learn how to build your team and everything. And we're giving you all of that. So, insanely low price to get in at this beta level. So, and we're going to cap it at 60 students for this first round. And this early bird price goes up in 7 days. And then eventually when we launch the full class, the price will be $14,900. So it's great value to get in now. And we're excited to get started on April 18th. Feel free to reach out to us anytime to ask your questions. If you are wanting to still fill out the interest form, we're going to send this out to everybody who filled out the interest form. We'll send out the follow-up video and the link to sign up. But if you guys still have questions, feel free to reach out to us via email. Feel free to reach out to us on Facebook. We're available for you to answer your questions. Anything else? Any other questions that we have?
Yeah, we had a question from Dwayne Vassell, I think. Is it possible?
Oh, yeah. It was about giving example businesses. Yeah.
Right.
And I think we covered that one, right? We talked about the example businesses that we could do. I mean, every day now that I know this a little bit more about this model, and Talor and I are very impatient and we want to get started. So hurry up, Daniel. But anyway, every day we're thinking of new ideas, like the restaurant menu thing. We were like, oh my gosh, you could totally do a restaurant menu business. You could do a 3D rendering business. Like there's a million different ideas, between, anything you can think about, anything that any business needs. The difference is, again, if you try to start it on your own, you have to figure out all the automation stuff that I don't have figured out. So I'm excited to learn it this way. So yes. All right, guys, anything else before we sign off for today?
No, I think that's it for today. Right? Daniel?
Cool. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for being here. Thanks for your questions. And we can't wait to get started on April 18th and can't wait to meet our first class and be on this journey with you. I know Talor and I are so stoked to be on this journey with you, and Daniel's excited to be able to share his knowledge and be part of so many businesses just being born all around the world. I think it's going to be so cool that everybody's going to be like, yeah, this guy Daniel, he taught me the magic of getting this done. So it's going to be really fulfilling for Daniel to have that on his resume there, so it'll be good. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in, and let us know if you have any questions, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.